Here and welcome to the January 13th Garden Grove City Council meeting. Madam Clerk, will you please call roll?
Councilmember Nguyen? Here. Councilmember Tran?
Here.
Councilmember Dovin?
Present.
Councilmember Muñetón?
Here.
Councilmember Aristegui?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brightigam?
Here.
And Mayor Klumpenstein.
Here. That will take us into our invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Our invocation will be led by our Assistant City Manager, Matt West. And then if I could ask Councilmember Philip Nguyen to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Thank you. Please prepare yourself according to your faith. Dear Lord, as we begin this new year, we pause with gratitude for the opportunity to continue serving our community. May we remember that this work is part of our shared human experience, approaching it with humility, compassion, and respect. And may we ask that you protect all who give of themselves each day. And may the year ahead strengthen our commitment to one another and to the shared work of building a community where all can belong and thrive. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Everybody, please take off your hat, face the flag, and right hand on the heart. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
All right, that takes us into presentations. Item number 1.
This evening, we have a community spotlight recognizing Garden Grove Unified School District for their notable achievements and accomplishments in 2025. And Assistant City Manager Matt West will read that community spotlight.
Thank you. Yes, I'm going to read the spotlight, and then I'll invite up our school district board of education and superintendent. Tonight, the Garden Grove City Council is honored to shine the community spotlight on the Garden Grove Unified School District for its notable achievements and accomplishments in 2025, a milestone year as the district celebrates its 60th anniversary as a unified district and 6 decades of continued growth and success. Every year, the Garden Grove Unified School District, its educators, schools, and students receive many high-ranking awards and recognition from federal, state, and local, private, and public organizations. Last October, GGUSD elementary and intermediate schools earned high rankings in U.S. News and World Report's 2026 America's Best K-8 Schools. All GGUSD schools were ranked, with 40 elementary schools and all 10 intermediate schools placing among the top 40% statewide. GGUSD was also recognized as a 2025 California Honor Roll District, with 38 schools named 2025 Honor Roll Schools by the Educational Results Partnership and the Campaign for Business Education Excellence, a national coalition of business and education leaders. Last September, 28 GGUSD schools were recognized by the California Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports Coalition for their outstanding commitment to fostering supportive, positive learning environments. Last August, all 7 GGUSD comprehensive high schools earned high rankings on U.S. News and World Report's 2025 America's Best High Schools list, placing in the top 25% nationally among more than 24,000 high schools. Also, last August, GGUSD announced it was awarded a total of $32.3 million in state grant funding to support 22 community schools across the district, more than any district in Orange County. Community schools provide integrated supports and resources to help ensure every student has the opportunity to succeed. Last May, GGUSD was recognized with the Best Communities for Music Education Award for the 7th consecutive year, honoring districts that demonstrate outstanding achievement in providing music access and education to all students. GGUSD is one of only 9 districts in Orange County and one of 30 school districts statewide to receive this distinction. Last May, 12 GGUSD Avid seniors were awarded more than $124,000 in college scholarships during the 2025 Avid Senior Standout Recognition and Scholarship Presentation hosted by the Orange County Department of Education. GGUSD students received 26% of all scholarship funds awarded to students county-wide. Last May, GGUSD custodian Kurt Lucas was named a 2025 California Classified Employee of the Year by State Superintendent of Public Instruction Tony Thurman, placing him among 9 employees statewide to receive this top honor. He was also one of 2 California honorees nominated for national recognition through the U.S. Department of Education's Recognizing Inspiring School Award program. Sorry, there's lots to note here. Last April, Patton Elementary School teacher Kate Seedham was selected as one of 15 semifinalists in the 2026 Orange County Department of Education Teacher of the Year program. GGUSD's additional Teacher of the Year nominees include Christine Corder from Rosita Elementary School and Suzanne Russo from McGarvin Intermediate School. Last March, 10 GGUSD schools were recognized as 2025 California Distinguished Schools by State Superintendent of Public Instruction, a top honor for schools demonstrating exceptional academic outcomes or success in closing the achievement gap. GGUSD earned the most awards of any district in Orange County, receiving 10 of the county's 44 California Distinguished Schools designations. Last March, Walton Intermediate School 7th grader Arlo Fabian earned an outstanding second place finish at the National Civics B Regional Competition held at the Nixon Library. He was one of 2 GGUSD students to compete, along with Stanford Elementary School 6th grader Ronald Boy. Last February, Hare High School was named a 2025 Model Continuation High School by the state of California for its exceptional programs and commitment to student success, marking the 4th consecutive time since 2016 that the school has earned this prestigious designation. Principal Lydia Machado also received the 2025 Continuation Educational Administrator of the Year Award. Last year, Monroe Elementary Language Academy Principal Cesar Loya was named Site Administrator of the Year by the California Association for Bilingual Education in recognition of his excellence, dedication, multicultural competency, commitment to educational equity for multilingual and English learner students, and promotion of dual language education. Last February, McGarvin Intermediate School was recognized as one of California Schools to Watch 2025, the state's top honor for high-performing middle schools. McGarvin is one of only 8 middle schools in Orange County and 46 statewide to receive this recognition for the first time in 2025. Additionally, last May, GGUSD Superintendent Gabriela Maffei was honored with the Superintendent of the Year Award from the California Association for Latino Superintendents Region 6 in recognition of her commitment to equity and excellence and the transformative impact on GGUSD communities. These recognitions are outstanding distinctions for GGUSD, and the city couldn't be more proud of their accomplishments. At this time, the Mayor and City Council would like to present Garden Grove Unified School District's Board of Education and Superintendent with a certificate of recognition for their hard work and high rankings. Congratulations.
Woo!
And also, before
You want to do that first?
before
or
we
do you wanna-
why don't we? Actually, well, the board president Bob Hardin was going to
Yeah.
say a few remarks.
Yeah, go
Also
ahead.
with him is board trustee Terry Rocco, board vice president Len Nguyen, there he is, and Superintendent Gabrielle Maffei, and trustee Dina Nguyen.
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor Klopfenstein, members of the City Council, city staff, community members in attendance here and streaming online. On behalf of the Garden Grove Unified School District Board of Education, thank you. Thank you for your support and for this evening shining the community spotlight on GGUSD once again. Tonight takes on special meaning for us as we celebrate an important milestone. It's our district's 60th anniversary this year. For decades, GGUSD has been committed to providing a high-quality education that equips all students with the academic and personal skills for lifelong success. And I'll do something now I should have done about a minute ago. We're proud of our accomplishments. We are so proud of our accomplishments. Our students consistently outperform county and state averages on standardized test scores and college readiness. Our schools, educators, staff continue to earn honors at the local, state, and national levels for excellence in academics, school climate, music education, student support, and more. These honors represent the hard work and dedication of our teachers, administrators, staff, and I have to tell you, we have the best staff anywhere. I'll put ours up against any other staff at any school district anywhere. And along with our students and their families, they're all partnering together to support excellence in learning across our district. You heard the list, and I had a few things here that I was going to go through. It's a much more exhaustive list that you've already heard, but I do want to add one thing to it. Just this week, in fact, we just announced it today, the College Board recognized all 7 of our high schools as AP honor schools for student success on the advanced placement exams. Across the district, our students are passing over 80% of the AP exams taken. And every one of those passed tests means college credits for that student as they go on to a 4-year university. And the award, thank you. And the awards and recognition just keep on coming. This level of success would not be possible without the strong partnership between the district and the city of Garden Grove. Your continued support, collaboration, and shared commitment to our students and families help create opportunities that extend far beyond the classroom. On behalf of the Board of Education, thank you for this recognition, for shining the community spotlight once again on GGUSD. Also, thank you for your partnership and for your ongoing investment in public education. As we honor our past and look ahead to the future, we are proud to continue serving the Garden Grove community together. Thank you.
May I say something? Oh, go ahead. Oh, okay, I can start. Yeah. So, as you mentioned, the list of accomplishments so long. I still remember the first time when I tried to pick a couple things to, go to event and talk about it, but it was just so long. I didn't know which one to pick, and not just that, I have seen so many activities in the community. And that did not just happen with, just the council or the parent, the student, but also with you guys, you. I look at every single one of you. I still remember when I go to event, Lung would say, just come here, I show you how to get there. Or, with Dr. Murphy, I still remember when I went to the sport event, right? I saw you and you just let me, walk with you on the ground, and it was just amazing just to see the involvement from all of you. Terry, so many times, if you help with the getting food for the community, and you just, whatever you need, you just tell me. Or Dina, so looking at each one of you, I could see the passion, the love, and the care that you want to give to the student. So I just want to take the opportunity to say thank to you. Just look at art. I have seen our students achieve so much. Cooking contest, sport event, dances, performances, amazing. So thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you guys for being here today, and congratulations on all the accomplishments. I've been a witness of GGUSD, my entire life. Even after graduating from Santiago High School, being a volunteer to do my own career as well as an educator, being able to observe many teachers and just the work ethic in the community, the partnership amongst even when I was employed with Boys and Girls Club, that professionalism amongst all the individuals in the schools, it just shows a lot. So I commend you all for your diversity, for really taking action in our schools and just being an example. I look at a GGUSD teachers and I aspire to be like them, as I am an educator as well. And it makes me so proud to go to many of the GGUSD events and to partnership with parents and just get to know children themselves and how well educated and how they take their education seriously. It really, really shows a lot of that Garden Grove spirit and that Garden Grove way in our schools. So keep up the good work, and thank you so much for representing our schools and bringing. I mean, as most of us in the council graduated from GGUSD, so we're I'm proud of everything you guys have done. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today, and congratulations on all of the wonderful, very well-deserved accolades that you've received. As a fellow product of the Garden Grove Unified School District, I can honestly say that I would not be here if it weren't for the wonderful educators, administrators in Garden Grove Unified School District. To think that my former school principal is an assistant superintendent at GGUSD now, and let me tell you, I put her through it when I was in high school, so she really worked hard for it. You think I caused trouble now? You should have seen me back then. All good trouble, of course. But what really sets Garden Grove Unified School District apart from so many other organizations, educational organizations, is that you guys are, yes, you want to make sure that students have academic success, but you're bolstering not just the student, but their families as well. And especially when things get tough in the community, you guys have done amazing work to make sure that our families are supported as well. And really the work that you have all done in the last year has been exemplary. I hope that more school districts will follow your same models with the resource hubs that you've created with our family resource centers in the community, by making sure that our students are able to focus on their academics and making sure they don't have to worry about some of the other things going on. You focus on their nutrition, on the health of their family, on their mental health, all the things that lead to their future academic success. So thank you guys so much for continuing the good work. And I'm really excited to hear that we have such an amazing AP pass rate. Just to toot my own horn, I did transfer when I got into Cal State Northridge, I was able to transfer about 38 units straight off the bat from all the AP courses that I took at Santiago. So that if you're a kid trying to get into college, you know that those things make a really, really big difference in order for you to be able to get ahead on your academics. So the fact that you're focusing on making sure that kids have a leg up even when they're in college, I think it's super amazing. So thank you guys for everything you do.
Thank you all, the trustees and Dr. Bafi, for coming tonight. I wish we had more time so each one of you can speak, but Trustee Hardin already spoke everything we need to speak. Trustee Rocco, Trustee Dina Nguyen, Lan Nguyen, and Walter Muniton. We thank him even though he's not here tonight, but you guys are very cohesive. I think the strongest team that I've seen, and that's part of the source of strength for our students. And I want to thank the parents who are not here, who are watching at home, and who's going to be reading about all the successes. And our families, the parents, are the ones who are giving their children the best investment that will last them a lifetime. There's no gift that's more valuable than education. The AP credits, as good as money in the bank. So everything that our administrators, our trustees, our parents are giving to our future, as they're going to be the one taking care of us, right? We're counting on that. And GGUSD will launch many careers. We're going to have many stars come out of our communities, and we look forward to them contributing to our community beyond the confines or the beginnings here at GGUSD. But thank you for everyone who, I haven't seen a board that comes to city meetings like this, and you guys have been you have such great chemistry, and that's how we've been able to deliver it for our students and for our families. So thank you very much.
Yeah, just congratulations on all the accomplishments over the last years. some of the things that weren't noticed that I, come to mind, not only are you dealing with the kids and their well-being and their education, but also facilities. And, Garden Grove has put a lot of money, Garden Grove Unified, into new facilities in the last few years. A lot of improvements, air conditioning, new schools, new tracks, and it's really good to see all that coming out, and it only helps the kids. It really does. So again, I noticed that wasn't mentioned in any of the bullet points, but I know there's a lot of work that goes involved with that. And we can't forget those bus drivers, right? The rodeo, was it the rodeo that they, so anyway, with that being said, congratulations.
Hello there. First of all, I would like to thank you for all the trustee and teacher that's be here today with us. We are so proud of your accomplishment with all the long list of awards. Thank you so much for raising our children and our future generation. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I think everybody really likes you a whole lot. So we're so grateful to all of you. Thank you so much for all the accomplishments. You make Garden Grove proud. The district is truly exemplary and just incredible. I'm a proud alumni. My daughter's in the school district, and we couldn't be more proud. I'm a proud PTA mom, all of the above. So thank you so much for all being here. It really shows, your cohesiveness and your team effort. And we just appreciate all that you do. So thank you so much. Thank you. And you're more than welcome anytime you wish. No problem at all. All right, we're going to pull an item out of order. We're going to pull consent item number 2. If I could ask for a motion and a second on that.
Second.
Okay, call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Okay, item number 2.
Item number 2 is adoption of a proclamation recognizing January 13th, 2026 as Korean American Day in Garden Grove, and Assistant City Manager Matt West will read that proclamation.
Thank you. Yes. Whereas on January 13th, 2003, United States President George W. Bush proclaimed the centennial anniversary for the first Korean immigrants' arrival in the United States. Whereas in 2005, the United States Congress unanimously passed resolutions to recognize Korean Americans who have made significant contributions to economic vitality in the United States. Since then, states across the country have declared January 13th as an annual celebration of Korean American Day. Whereas January 13th, 1903 marks the day the first group of Korean immigrants came to the United States in Honolulu, Hawaii on the SS Gaelic. This year marks the 123rd anniversary of their arrival and the 23rd anniversary of Korean American Day in the United States. Whereas the United States Republic of Korea Security Alliance was established in 1953 following the Korean War armistice, and 2026 is the 73rd anniversary of that alliance. Whereas today more than 2 million Korean Americans call the United States their home, and in Garden Grove, the Korean American community is prominent, vibrant, and deeply valued. Whereas the Korean American Federation of Orange County and the Korean American Chamber of Commerce of Orange County have been integral in helping many Korean American business owners and residents in Garden Grove become productive and proud citizens. Whereas the city is proud of the professional and cultural contributions made by Korean American business owners and residents in Garden Grove that have helped enrich our community's cultural diversity. And whereas Garden Grove's 37-year sister city relationship with Anyang, Republic of Korea, was built on mutual respect and admiration for our respective cultures and reflects long-standing ties between the two communities. Now, therefore, the Garden Grove City Council does hereby proclaim January 13, 2026 as Korean American Day in Garden Grove and encourages all to recognize and celebrate the contributions of Korean Americans and the cultural diversity that enriches our community. And at this time, I'd like to invite up Consul Kim Jong-min to accept the proclamation.
Kimchi. All right.
Very good, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't know that I have opportunity to speak in front of you. Yeah, good evening, Mayor Stephanie and City Council members and city steppers. Yeah, actually, I came in that short speeches welcoming to everyone and every time. So thank you for thank you on behalf of Korean American community. Yeah, thank you to the city of Garden Grove for adopting this proclamation, and we truly appreciate that the city's commitment and support for our community. So thank you again. God bless you. Thank you.
All right. With that, we will move into oral communications.
Thank you, Mayor. For first speaker, we have Douglas Grieve.
Good evening, everyone. First time I'm up here, so please bear with me. My name is Douglas Grieve. I've been a resident of Garden Grove for 38 years. My wife grew up here. We had 4 kids that went through Pacifica High School, and so I was well-rooted in the community. September of this year, we had an action on our property which caused us to file a claim against the city of Garden Grove. Don't want to talk about that now because it's not the appropriate forum. But I do want to talk about the fact that during this lengthy process, I ran into a little bit of roadblock, City Hall not moving fast enough, and things like that. I went ahead and reached out to what I thought, I guess, is my city councilman. I left 2 voicemails. I left 2 emails. I even came down to City Hall and talked to the receptionist who tried to get hold of the administrator of the office of the city councilman, and no one would talk to me. So I'm trying to think, do you guys have a desktop procedure or a procedure about how I'm supposed to communicate with my city councilman?
This is actually not a back and forth. You can give your remarks and
I'm
then
sorry,
we can,
then
no, that's all right. We
that's-
have your information now, and so
Right.
we will make sure that your council person, myself as mayor, city manager, that we communicate with you.
Okay, there's one problem with the phone number on there. I might have to leave you a different one. Frontier kind of screwed up my landline, and so for the last 10 days, I have not been able to get any kind of landline calls, but my email's on there, and my address, so you can come and I can talk you through the action if you want.
You bet.
All right, well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, kind of late. I've called all these. They don't respond. That's myself.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Next speaker, we have Charlene Cuellar.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor Kloffenstein, council members, and all my neighbors here and watching. My name is Charlene Cuellar, and I'm a Garden Grove resident, a proud GGUSD parent, and civic volunteer. I work closely with families, with schools, and community groups here in Garden Grove. I've come here tonight to say thank you. I want to say thank you for putting community safety on your agenda items, for listening to our community members when they come to show up and speak, and responding to when residents show up and step up and come to you with their concerns. Last time I spoke, along with my neighbors, we asked for better access to information on cities' websites. And seeing that reflected and spoken about and then acted upon really instills trust in the community that active and thoughtful communication here in this office provides results. So thank you. What I see on the ground when I'm out in the community is a responsive and active, thoughtful community who is parents organizing, whether that's in the Parent Teachers Association or other groups, neighbors supporting one another, whether that's in mom running clubs or PTA groups or community associations. We're all out here doing caring and thoughtful work, quietly sometimes and not so quietly others, but doing the work that builds the bridges to active participation in this collective government in our city. And I really appreciate that. I'm also committed to staying engaged and to encouraging other neighbors to also engage with me in this process together with you all the time, because I see how valuable it is to have ownership in this process. And I like the practice of public speaking because it's very difficult to do that. So thank you so much for smiling at me when I'm here because I get very nervous. Anyhow, I do just want to say thank you and recognize the collaborative effort that the city does with their members and our residents. So thank you very much. And I must say, congratulations to GGUSD. I have 3 students and also am a product of their volunteer efforts. So thanks, GGUSD. Thank you, Garden Grove.
Next, we have Sky Cervantes.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Sky Cervantes, and I'm a resident of District 2. I've grown up in Garden Grove my whole life, and now I'm a senior at Pacifica High School, which is very exciting. I previously spoke at a city council meeting in July, and honestly, I did not think that I would have to be back here. I thought that the city council would listen to their constituents and immediately act to protect us, and I didn't think it would take nearly a year into this harmful administration for everyone to realize that we were right. ICE is a dangerous organization that targets innocent individuals, and we need your support to protect us. Recently, ICE actions have become increasingly violent, and just last week, a brave mother named Renee Nicole Good was shot in the face by an ICE agent, and yet the government is making her out to be a terrorist and not the shooter. And on that same day, just a few hours later, Border Patrol raid ended at a Minneapolis high school where students were violently attacked and assaulted. And I'm here to ask you to think about what if it weren't Renee, but your neighbor, and what if it weren't Roosevelt High, but Pacifica High. Our government is militarizing border control and using it to suppress us, and the rate that ICE is escalating is dangerous, and I believe that we have far progressed into a fascist state. I just finished taking AP Civics last semester, a class where I learned all about how our government works, and I studied our foundational documents endlessly, and I wanted to read you something from the Declaration of Independence. Here it states, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter, abolish it, and to institute new government. And when election season rolls around, we will remember the lack of action and vote in a government that protects us and supports us instead of standing idly and allowing these injustices to occur. And now all I ask is for your support before it is too late. Can you please stand by us and please keep ICE out of Garden Grove? Thank you."
We have Crystal Cervantes.
Sorry, proud mom moment. Good evening, Mayor Klopfenstein and City Council members. I am here to please continue and beg you to please take action against the threats by domestic terrorists that we know as ICE. I am an active community member and volunteer, passionate about helping people in our community. I'm also a mother of 3. This description could also be used to describe Renee Nicole Good, who was executed by ICE by Jonathan Ross. Regardless of where you stand on the legal use of force, let's remember their final words that they exchanged. Renee said, "It's all good. I'm not mad at you." And Jonathan's was effing bitch after firing 3 shots, murdering Renee. ICE uses illegal tactics to use violence against the American people. This is the ultimate definition of domestic terrorist. While being undocumented is not a crime, ICE treats human beings like criminals. Reported assaults by ICE in 2025 has risen to 275 documented attacks, and compared to 19 compared to 2024. That's a 1,300% increase, and that's only what's documented. Vehicular attacks in 2025 has increased to 66 from just 2 in 2024. That's a 3,200% increase. The council has previously mentioned law and order, but data shows that in a 6-month period, over 73% of individuals booked by ICE had no criminal conviction and only 5% were convicted for violent crime. 2025 was the deadliest year for detainees in ICE custody, raising concerns about medical care and detention conditions. Our citizens, U.S. citizens, are being detained. People and children are going missing while in ICE custody. This is my 3rd time coming to City Council to please take action. Twice you failed to take steps to protect our citizens. Regardless of their immigration status, all of you have taken a sworn oath to protect our residents. If the City of Garden Grove stands by and does nothing while its residents are under threat, you will have blood on your hands. I am done with civility. History shows us what happens when we allow evil to continue to commit atrocities. In the Nuremberg trials, international courts established individual responsibility, which means following orders or acting as a leader doesn't eliminate you from direct liability. If you allow crime to occur, even under the law, you will be held personally responsible for complying with these immoral acts because you are in a position of leadership. I am going to read the list of the 26 people who have died either while in ICE detention or during an ICE-related operation. Keith Porter Jr., Renee Nicole Good, Severio Villegas Gonzalez, Henry Ruiz Guion, Sarah Witt Dejanet, Maxim Cherny, Juan Alexis Tineo Martinez, Brian Garzon Rayo, Non Nok Win, Marie Blaze, Abiaro Avellaneda Delgado, Jesus Molina Villa,
Crystal,
Johnny
your
Noviela.
time's up.
There are so many more, and I don't want to see one of our residents on this list. So I say fuck ICE and chinga la migra.
Mason?
Good evening, Mayor Stephens, Clown, and everybody else. Just after listening to that, it just kind of blows me away. People don't understand. Ice is melting. So it's going away one way or the other. And people are here. They need to work to get along. I want to thank all the police officers for coming around in our area. It helps out a lot. We still got a lot of problems in the riverbed, though. And I would appreciate if they could do something about maybe putting a wall or a door or something. But either or, I appreciate the police coming around and the things that everybody's been doing. Thank you guys very much. I'm not going to take all your time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Maureen Blackman? You got it.
Good evening, Mayor Klopfenstein, City Council, staff, Happy New Year. It seems like it's been forever. It's kind of been a good thing. Tonight I am going to talk to you about, I'll read what Susan Lerma posted about our Rick Lerma blood drive that's going to be right here on 2 weeks from tonight, actually, in the CMC. So please join us for our 4th annual Red Cross Blood Drive in honor of Rick Lerma, the beloved godfather of Garden Grove's Main Street and lifelong resident who dedicated his heart, time, and energy to serving our community. Rick believed deeply in showing up for others, from supporting local businesses to bringing people together. His legacy is rooted in generosity, service, and community pride. This blood drive is one way we can continue his mission, by giving back and helping save lives. Every donation makes a difference. Whether you're a first-time donor or a regular, your participation honors Rick's memory and the values he stood for. Let's come together once again to celebrate his life, his impact, and the strength of our community. Donate blood, give life, saves lives, honor Rick Lerma. So there is a QR code, but we have noticed that before you can do walk-ins if you want to. So I have some flyers out there, but I also want to thank the city for allowing us to have the use of the Butterfield Room for this event, and we'll be there entertaining as well. Thank you.
Thank you. We miss him.
Next speaker is Nicole Jaimes.
Hi, I'm Nicole Jaimes. I'll try and fit all this in 3 minutes. So first, I just want to, I like the point of where we're changing the wording that goes out to people in plain language, because that's really important so everyone can understand. I think somebody made a comment last time about how, well, people kind of show up to the meeting, so we don't really need to change it. So thank you for not listening to that person, because it's kind of the same people that come, unless there's like an agenda to push, and then you get a whole bunch. So making it easy for anyone to figure out, that's good practice. And I'm gonna go to the civil liberties for all, but it's really for some, on the website, which is a huge bunch of mess. So before I get that, I saw a social media post about someone by the name of Flying Cat who was abducted from Garden Grove Home Depot. And if only he had the webpage, then he would kind of maybe still be here. I mean, the information's everywhere. But when we go under that, where you guys kind of put in even education and you link to the LCAP, most parents aren't going to know what that is. Most of them aren't going to know what the LCAP is. That's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. School district supposed to do it, but if your child is having issue at school, the local accountability plan means nothing, right? And you know what you can link to on the actual state is when you have an issue with the school district, which, you know, everyone was just kind of saying how wonderful they are, but some of you don't send your kids here, but it's really wonderful. The state has where you could file, anyone can file a complaint. You don't need to know the legalese. You just say, this is the issue. The state will come in and ask the school district what is going on. So that's not any agenda. It's literally on the state, the government, and you link to them all the time. Go to homeless prevention. It goes to join a coalition. Food insecurity, again, it's, where's HOPE? I mean, that's kind of obvious. HOPE's not on here. Emergency prep, and you don't even have CERT. You have your own organization. They do classes, they do certifications, they'll come and speak to you. They even pass out resources. And this is where it gets incredibly lazy, because I was on my mobile device looking at emergency prep under this, and I can't even click it. It's not even a hyperlink. You know, that's just lazy. And I kind of want to go back to like that discussion, because I know they kind of called you King Joe to make fun of you, because you weren't doing what they wanted. But ultimately what kind of came to is a public discussion, and I don't know if I'm recalling because it's been a while, where you had stated that you wanted to do everything over email. But this is the forum to do this, not over email. It's here in public. So you guys could have made everything available for everybody.
Nicole, your time is up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Nicholas Dibbs.
My name's Nicholas Dibbs, teacher educator. Meant to do this at the last meeting when you were doing the project or the labor stuff. I have a banner here. You also have an email. I'm going to ask our distinguished Mayor Pro Tem to just hold this one end up for me, please. Okay, so this is the career fair that the city of Buena Park did. It says, welcome Construction, Career, and Apprenticeship Resource Fair. And so I'm asking that the city do this, and I've been emailing you, I don't know, 5 or 6 times now in the last few months. If Buena Park can do this, they did their very first one in September. If they can do it, why can't we? Why can't we have a construction, career, apprenticeship, career fair to help our community and people connect with jobs and career and apprentice programs? As you know, unfortunately, our school district cut 10 wood shop and metal shops from the 10 intermediate schools and 4 auto shop programs. So this is something that can help. And I have here the handout, the email, and I've also included the information on the resolution to help students then the community we can have protect people from the internet and from cyber abuse. So I'm passing this around. Okay, and I'd like to ask that you put that on the agenda for discussion, that we have that apprentice program or discuss it or put it on the agenda for the next meeting, if you would please. Now, so it's common sense. You know, we have a pretty good school district, but you just recognize them. But like I said, they cut our trades, got cut. 10 intermediate schools, all 10 lost wood shop, metal shop, and our 4 high schools lost auto shop. Our district can be improved, and as I've said in the past, unfortunately, things weren't handled right by our district, but that's another issue when it comes to elections and misuse, alleged misuse and manipulation of taxpayer funds to give the incumbent free publicity. But let me get to the other point. I'm going to back up what Crystal said, which is injustice against one is injustice against all. We have a constitution, and it's being violated. We have laws, and they're being violated. What's been going on in Minneapolis is wrong. If it can happen there, it can happen here. What's going on with ICE as well as overseas, the abduction of a president of Venezuela, you may not agree with that president, but we shouldn't be going around doing stuff like this. So this president needs to be held accountable, and do what you can to please prevent ICE from coming here. Thank you.
At this time, we have no other speaker cards, but if anybody wishes to speak, please come to the podium now. No other speakers?
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Just a bit of housekeeping also. In the future, if you have leaflets or flyers or anything that you'd like to distribute to the council, you need to please give it to the city clerk, not one of our council members. Thank you. All right, with that, we will recess and head to our other legislative bodies, which is successor agency. Please call roll.
Member Brightingham?
Here.
Member Nguyen?
Here.
Member Tran?
Here.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Aristegui?
Here.
Vice Chair Muñetón?
Here.
And Chair Klopfenstein.
Here. All right, that takes us on to, well, actually, oral communication was held simultaneously, so now we'll move to the consent calendar. I have 2 items that I can take in one motion if someone would like to.
I'll move.
Okay.
All right, motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Any matters from members? All right, seeing none, we will adjourn and head back to City Council. And that takes us into the rest of the consent calendar. I can entertain a motion at this time, unless someone would like to pull an item. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
For the record, who was the second?
Ms. Tran.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, that takes us into commission committee matters. Item 9.
Item 9 is adoption of a resolution appointing a city council member to the Orange County Fire Authority Board of Directors.
I'd like to nominate Mayor Pro Tem George Bridingham for the OCFA position. He has held that for a year, and I know continuity is important to the board.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right. Thank you for serving. With that, that takes us to items for consideration. Item 10.
Item 10 is award of contract to Gensler for development of an architectural and urban design guidelines for Little Saigon. And Assistant City Manager
Bless you.
Ursula Luna Reynos is here to provide the report.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. You may recall a few months ago that an item was brought before you for 2 contracts related to funding from the state of California through their Jobs First initiative, which is an economic development effort of the state of California. And we received $300,000 of that funding through a competitive grant process. 2 contracts were part of that. One was for Little Saigon to investigate the creation of a business improvement district. The second was for a destination market assessment. Both of those efforts are underway. A second round of funding was made available and the city applied, and all of these applications were done in partnership with the cities of Santa Ana and Fountain Valley. And we were awarded another $250,000 for architectural and design guidelines. Excuse me. The city did a request for proposals. It should be noted that the budget was made part of the RFP. So all consultants had the $250,000 award. Orange County Business Council had communicated the importance of being able to spend this money. When they gave the money to the different grantees, it was very important that this money be spent, and it needs to be spent by September of this year. Any unspent funds will be clawed back by the state of California. So all 4 proposals had the same amount. It was $250,000. There was a review committee that was created to evaluate the proposals, and so it was based on what value could be given based on that funding amount, because some proposals had a little bit more than others. I will say all 4 firms that submitted were very qualified urban design firms. Staff was very pleased with the proposals that were received. Any 4 of those firms, in the opinion of the review committee, would do an excellent job. There was a review committee consistent of staff from the different participating cities, and ultimately Gensler received the highest score. All of the scores are within your staff report, and so staff is recommending that the City Council authorize the award of contract for Gensler moving forward. We have, at this time, confirmed that the city standard professional services agreement is completely acceptable without any changes, and so that contract is ready to be awarded should the City Council approve this item. Just quickly, kind of a breakdown, they do have a total of 886 hours to do this work. This is a very tight time frame to get this work done, and it's been made very clear to all of the folks who participated in this RFP process that the funds had to be spent by the end of September. They had to make sure that they were going to have staff available and be able to respond very quickly. One of the reasons that Gensler was selected or had the highest score was they were seen by the review committee to have the most experience. They committed to a 24-hour turnaround time on communication and tasks, and they had some local experience. The project manager that has been assigned worked on 2 projects in Garden Grove. One was Reimagine Garden Grove. The other was the beach project. I think Meet on Beach is what it was called. And they also had experience with the city of Santa Ana with some urban design guidelines there. At this point, I will answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you. Colleagues?
Yeah, so, and I get there's some urgency involved here, but at any time during the process, was the Little Saigon, in particular the Vietnamese community, was there any kind of input taken from them as to what they'd like to see in the architectural design? Any kind of feedback for the actual community involved? Has that happened?
Thank you for that question. So that's exactly part of the scope of work for all 4 of these firms. It's really for them to engage in that process. That's the biggest component of the scope of work, is to really engage and solicit exactly that feedback that you just articulated, and to then incorporate that into draft guidelines. And I want to iterate that unlike a zoning code where it's you shall and you shall not, they're requirements, design guidelines are recommendations. So nobody will be mandated to do these things. These are recommendations that will come through this community process where we receive input.
And they're long-term recommendations that will, eventually kind of enhance the entirety of the community, and should they get used, and
Yes.
maybe make it a little more uniform. And
I would say it's more like place making. So it's really to let folks know when they're in on a property and in Little Saigon that you are in a special place, you're in a special district, and to create some uniformity, et cetera, for that placemaking.
Sure, and I think it's really important, particularly with the Vietnamese community in Little Saigon. I get we should probably take some input outside of there too, but that's where they live. That's where they,
Absolutely.
So I think we should primarily focus on that area, so.
Yeah. Any other colleagues?
Yes.
And then, okay.
Yeah. First, I just want to say thank you so much for spending the time explaining and work through with me on the many questions I had. So when I first walked in my district to run for the council member, I found out a lot of Vietnamese in my district. And so that is something that I always want to see, what can we do for the community? And so last year, when I went to the CAC event with Councilmember Ariana, and they were talking about the Olympic. And I said, oh, this is the opportunity that we could do maybe like a tourism, like a tour, to see Little Saigon, that we work with our city, Westminster, Fountain Valley, Santa Ana, etc. So I brought it up to Lisa, and we talked about that. But so when I saw this topic came up first time, I was super excited and want to learn more. And just by coincidence, the mayor from Westminster talked to me a little bit about this, and we said, oh, it would be cool if we could have some kind of tour that provide to people to see Little Saigon area. And so for this specific agenda today, I have 2 items that I kind of talked to you, but I just bring it up here for the record. The 2 things, exactly what you talk about, Councilmember Brigham, that this is about Little Saigon, the Vietnamese culture, but look at all the 4 contractors that put in the bid. I asked many questions to our staff. Do they have any Vietnamese person there? Do they have the knowledge, the culture, the experience, so that way they would be able to capture that? And so that's one of my concerns. And then, of course, the other concern would be, okay, you get 250, but what do you get out of it? It's just a survey and, things like that. So I will continue to keep track with, this item and get engaged or whatever, just to learn more, and want to make sure that when we go through this this exercise or this project, we will want to make sure that the Vietnamese community representatives somehow to be engaged or through the survey or through the conversation. So thank you so much for answering so many of my questions, more than like half an hour, but thank you.
First and foremost, Ursula, I really want to congratulate you on us being at this point with this project in particular. I remember when I was first elected on the council, we were having our first meetings, you were in the process of figuring out the funding to be able to kick this off. And now we're in a position where we're going to decide and pick a firm to finally get the ball rolling on this. So first and foremost, I want to commend you and all the folks on your economic development team, because this is just testament to the fact that you guys are forward thinking, you're taking initiative, and you see something valuable in our community. And it's something that all of us see, and we want to make sure that we're nurturing it, that it's something that's going to last in our community, that we can all be proud of. So I know that going forward, this is going to be something that we're going to look back on and we're going to be like, what a big accomplishment. I also I want to point out that in the study that was conducted by Cal State Fullerton, we see a map of Little Saigon over the years and where Little Saigon started, or when it was the first time they kind of like assessed it in the 1990s, and how much it has progressively spread out, right? The boundaries of Little Saigon keep getting bigger in Central Orange County. And so I'm curious to know if you will be looking into further collaboration with Cal State Fullerton and their Department of Business and Economics for some more future projections, because it's looking like it's the map is just it keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I don't know if that's going to kind of affect the scope of the work you guys are going to look into.
Well, initially, the scope of work is very focused on the Vietnamese American businesses and the sort of footprint, which is a little bit different than the map that was prepared by Cal State Fullerton, in that it also encompasses residents. So we absolutely want residential input into this, but the focus sort of geographically right now is on the business community, because this is an economic development grant and the funding was about how are we going to uplift businesses. And this application, by being through multiple cities, and the area was considered disinvested, which is part of the application for the grant, it fit very well. But absolutely, we'd love to continue engaging with Cal State Fullerton. And one of the tasks of Clarity of Place, which was previously already awarded, which was that destination market assessment, is to do an economic in-plan model, which is to look at the potential for cultural tourism, which was mentioned, and how that could uplift the businesses and bring revenue into the region.
Thank you.
Colleagues, any other questions? Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the funding that you provide and work on. And I would like to have a recommendation, because I have a chance to attend with the Westminster Chamber of Commerce, and they do have a very elaborate brochure that show all the cultural point and area that Westminster and Westminster have. So I would recommend that maybe we should talk into them, so they can lead us more than what we have to shut.
Yeah, so if I may, Westminster was invited to participate in this effort with the city and with the cities, all of us. And initially, it was moving in that direction. And for reasons, separate, that for their own political reasons, they decided to kind of move forward separately. So they've applied for their own funding. They did have what's called a Little Saigon blueprint that had been put in place many years ago, and I believe they're trying to implement that. And I will say that I've read that blueprint, and it almost identifies the growth of Little Saigon into communities outside of Westminster as a threat. And so I think they see us a little bit as competition. But I believe that at some point there can be unification, and I do think that would be in the best interest of Little Saigon. And I think that is a likely outcome in the future.
Thank you.
Something to strive for. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for the support and the tireless efforts. Appreciate it very much. Colleagues, I'll entertain a motion.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, that takes us to item 11.
Item 11 is an award of contract to Civil Tech Engineering, Inc. to provide professional engineering services for the Well 29 restoration project. And Public Works Deputy Director Sam Kim is here to provide the report.
Madam Mayor and members of City Council, tonight City Council is being asked to award a contract to Civil Tech Engineering for professional engineering services for the Well 29 restoration project. Well 29 is a critical component of the city's water production system. On August 29, 2024, a fire caused significant damage to the facility, including the loss of roof and damage to structural, mechanical, electrical, and control systems. Following the fire and the fire investigations, the city performed a preliminary conditional assessment and identified necessary repairs and recommended improvements to restore the facility. Based on these findings, it is recommended to retain a qualified engineering firm to provide comprehensive engineering design services for the reconstruction of well 29. Staff requested proposals from 4 consultants to provide professional engineering services. 3 consultants submitted the proposals. A panel of 3 members rated the proposals on the basis of qualifications to provide this type of services. Based on evaluation results, Civil Tech Engineering rated the highest in qualifications and its ability to provide professional engineering services for this project. There is no impact to general fund. The project cost will be reimbursed by insurance company. It is recommended that the City Council award the contract to Civil Tech Engineering for professional engineering services for the Well 29 restoration project in the amount of $687,085.90 and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the city. This concludes the staff's report, and staff is here to answer any question.
Thank you for the report. Colleagues, comments, questions?
Yep. Yeah, generally, you don't think of water catching on fire, but occasionally it happens, I guess. No, Sam, honestly, you guys have moved forward pretty quickly on getting this to this point so we can get that well back up and running for the community. So I just want to say kudos to your staff and yourself for getting this here, and hopefully they can get this back up and running ASAP. With that being said, I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Item 12.
Item 12 is an award of contract to American Asphalt South, Inc. for on-call reclaimed asphalt pavement slurry seal services. And Deputy Director Sam Kim is going to provide that report.
Madam Mayor and members of City Council, tonight City Council is being asked to award the contract to American Asphalt South for on-call slurry seal services on various city streets. The Public Works Streets Division performs annual pavement maintenance to extend roadway life and reduce long-term repair costs. To comply with the city's 5-year pavement management plan, city issue an invitation for bids for on-call slurry seal services. 4 bids were received and opened. American Asphalt South is the lowest responsive bidder based on the estimated quantities for Type 1 and Type 2 slurry seal. The licenses and references of the contractor have been reviewed and verified by staff, and all other documentation is in order. The contract amount under the agreement is not to exceed $550,000 for the initial performance period from January 1st to June 30th of 2026, with 4 optional 1-year term renewals in the amount not to exceed $1.1 million per year. This contract will be funded with the annual city operating budget and gas tax available in the 2025-26 Street Division budget. It is recommended that the City Council award the contract to American Asphalt South for on-call slurry seal services in the amount not to exceed $550,000 for the initial performance period from January 1st to June 30th of 2026, with the 4 optional 1-year term renewals in the amount not to exceed $1.1 million per year, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the city. This concludes the staff's report, and staff is here to answer any questions.
Thank you for your report. Colleagues, any questions? Oh, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just in a nutshell, the 550 threshold, how often do we reach that? What, I mean, I know I probably should have asked in advance, so I probably don't have that number, but can you kind of give me an estimate of
we're
how
going to
often?
we're going to be using that all. It depends on the areas that we cover. We try to cover as much area as possible.
And basically, the public makes a phone call, or they get on the Garden Grove app and they say, hey, there's a pothole out here in front of my house. And you would call these folks.
No, this is a slurry seal
The top
contractor. So potholes will be taken care of by in-house crews.
Okay. And then, but this is what goes over the top, right, of the asphalt, the slurry
Yes,
seal?
sir. Yes, sir.
So they would have to come and reseal it eventually at some point?
Yes, if you need it, yeah.
So, okay.
Any other comments, questions?
I'll move it.
Second? Okay. We have a motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, that takes us to item 13.
Item 13 is award of contract to Canyon Spring Enterprises for project number CP 1328000, the Track Reservoirs Rehabilitation Project, and Deputy Director Sam Kim will provide the report.
Madam Mayor and members of City Council, tonight City Council is being asked to award a contract to Canyon Springs Enterprises for construction of project number CP 1328000 Trask Reservoirs Rehabilitation Project. The city completed the condition evaluation and assessment of its 8 reservoirs in December 2013. Following the condition evaluation and assessment, the design of the repair and rehabilitation for Trask reservoirs was completed in 2025. This project includes rehabilitation of the existing 5 million gallon Trask Reservoir West and 5 million gallon Trask Reservoir East, including but not limited to reservoir cleaning, concrete and sealing system repair, recoating of interior pipes, installation of steel grading covers, safety improvements, cathodic protection improvements, instrumentation and control improvements, site lighting improvements, integration to the city's SCADA systems, AC paving rehab or replacement, and other necessary improvements. 4 bids were received and opened by the City Clerk's office on December 10, 2025. The lowest responsive bidder is Canyon Springs Enterprises with a total bid of just under $3.8 million. The licenses and references of the contractor have been reviewed and verified by staff, and all other documentation is in order. Should the City Council approve the contract today, the construction can begin in February 2026 and be completed by January 2027. There is no impact to the general fund. This project is included in the 2025-26 capital improvement budget and will be financed with the water funds. This concludes the STEP's report, and STEP is here to answer any question.
You're popular tonight. Thank you for the report. Colleagues, questions, motion?
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, item 14.
Item 14 is the introduction and first reading of an ordinance improving an updated military equipment use policy and rescinding ordinance number 2960. The ordinance entitled, An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Garden Grove adopting an updated Garden Grove Police Department military equipment use policy pursuant to Government Code 7071 and rescinding ordinance number 2960. And Chief Alfaro is here to provide the report.
Mayor, City Council, good evening. The Garden Grove Police Department's annual report was submitted to City Council on December 9th, 2025. Since that time, the annual report has been posted on the city's website. As required by AB 481, the department also scheduled a well-publicized and conveniently located community engagement meeting, which took place today at 1 p.m. and was also available via Zoom. At this time, there is only minimal financial impact on the city, posting the military equipment use policy and the annual report on the department's website, and publicizing and holding the required community engagement meeting. It is recommended that the City Council introduce and conduct the first reading of the ordinance adopting the updated military equipment use policy number 706 and rescinding ordinance number 2960. I'm available for questions or concerns.
Thank you very much, Chief. Colleagues, motion?
I'll move it.
I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Thank you. Item 15.
Item 15 is introduction and first reading of an ordinance adding Chapter 2.65 to the Municipal Code to enact standards for public hearing notices and other city communications. The ordinance entitled, An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Garden Grove, adding Chapter 2.65 to Title 2 of the Garden Grove Municipal Code, enacting standards for public hearing notices and other communications. And City Attorney Sandoval will provide an update.
Mayor, members of the City Council, at the request of Mayor Pro Tem Bradingham, this item, the City Council directed staff to bring back this ordinance. I did work with Councilmember Bradingham to put it together, and it's the main purpose of the ordinance is to adopt standards in order to promote clear communications with the community, and most of the ordinance pertains to that. There are some provisions about confirming our compliance with the Public Records Act, and also compliance or additional regulations pertaining to notices or activities occurring before an election. There are some exceptions, particularly, it doesn't apply to council members or to board members, so it doesn't apply to your communications with your constituents. It doesn't apply to agendas, staff reports, contracts, and also some legal forms. We do receive grants from federal and state agencies, and normally those grants come with strings attached, including specific language that they want in notifications and other in forms. And state regulators will normally take a look at making sure that we're complying with their forms and their language, so those are exempted as well. I don't know if Mayor Pro Tem Bradingham wants to add additional, but I can also answer any questions that you may have, or I can punt it to Councilman Bradingham for him to answer them.
I will say thank you for that. Thank you for the input. Some of you gave me some good talking points to use for this. Ariana gave us the title. Thank you for that, because quite frankly, I think I was calling it transparency or something. She suggested clarity, and I go, you know what, that actually makes more sense, so thank you very much. This is basically how the city engages with the community. Use plain language. If it's Vietnamese, Spanish, English, no fancy 25-cent words, just, no acronyms. If you want to use acronyms, that's fine, but you have to spell out what that acronym means. When I first got elected to council, it was like, what's TOT? What's LOC? What's the, it would be nice if there was like, okay, this is what it is. And then, when the average citizen gets this notice in the mail, they don't know. They have no clue what this is saying. And, using addresses instead of lot numbers. I get a message saying something's going on at lot number A62953G, right? Okay, well, that's great. Where is that? I don't know if that's next door to me or across the city. So, use an address where, it's going to happen right there on the corner of Lamson and Dale, or what, so just common sense stuff is pretty much articulated in here. It doesn't affect the council, communications. It's basically just for the city to communicate more effectively with the community. So I was happy to work with staff. We went through multiple layers of staff review and feedback, and we adjusted many things. But this was the finished product, and I hope you guys will support it.
Since City Attorney punted to Mayor Pro Tem George Bradingham, I have a question for you, George. Looks like the only council member who has an abbreviated S, and what does that stand for? To be absolutely clear.
Very slow. It's Stephen.
We know.
Thank you, Stephen. Now, what is the 3 strike at the end? How do you pronounce that?
The third.
Okay.
I don't generally use that though, but yeah.
No, you got.
I'd actually be the 28th, but
That's
was only 3 living
amazing.
when I was born, so yeah.
So thank you for the clarity. I'm going to move for it. Your ordinance.
For all competing. Okay, that's good. But I want to say thank you, George, for bringing this forward. And I've learned so much lore about you tonight. I wonder if the Taylor Swift song, Dear Stephen's about you, but I'll have to inquire with the rest of the Swifties. But I want to say thank you, George, for bringing this forward because for us, communicating with the community, and especially in a community as vibrant, large, diverse as ours, we want to make sure that we're able to communicate to as many members of our community as possible. So having things in plain language makes it easier for folks to be able to translate that. And we want to make sure that as many members of our community are able to understand our communication. So thank you so much, George. This is going to be something that is going to benefit so many folks here.
Yeah, thank you. Stronger transparency and better communication equals more trust. And that's ultimately what we want to make sure we're having. So thank you for that. Okay, motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Since I worked on it, do I have to abstain?
All right, with that, we will move to matters, and we will start with District 6 this evening.
Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Happy past day of the Epiphany, Kwanzaa, all of the wonderful holidays. Hanukkah, almost forgot about Hanukkah. And what a wonderful and vibrant holiday season. We had the opportunity to visit a lot of holiday parties and toy giveaways and other community events in the last month, really. We also had the opportunity to attend some holiday open houses, such as Assemblymember Tree Taw, Senator Tom Umberg, and Supervisors Janet Nguyen and Vince Sarmiento, and had a wonderful time visiting all of them and chatting with them and their staff, and making sure that we're up to date with the policies that they're going to be putting forth soon, and also letting them know what's been going on in our city. A shout out to our local car club, the Brown Descents, that had a spectacular toy drive and toy giveaway. It was a wonderful community event. I'm already excited for next year. I learned a lot about cars, and they had Portos, was really, really cool. I also had the wonderful privilege, and I'll let my colleague Yesenia talk more about the event that she had in her district, but she was also there with me. We did a Pokemon card giveaway for the students at one of our local elementary schools. And in District 6, we did our giveaway this year to the kids at Riverdale Elementary, the kids that were at their Boys and Girls Club. So thank you, Mr. Mark, for helping us out with that. Thank you to the Garden Grove Police Officers Association. Thank you to Councilmember Philip Nguyen for also contributing to the event. The students were just so happy to be able to get their Pokemon decks and open up their booster packets, and we're just so excited to be able to give kids joy during this special time of the season. And also, needless to say, thank you to my wonderful colleague, the school board, Trustee Walter Muñetón. This is a tradition that he started years ago. And I used to, help him out with just, donating stuff, and now to be able to partner and bringing this to the kids in our own hometown, in our home schools, makes me feel really warm inside. For some more official things, we have some warnings to come out with from the Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control side. As you guys know, I represent the city of Garden Grove on our Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control Board, and we have seen an increase in flea-borne typhus in our area. So I want to make sure that folks stay alert and get more information at, and I know this is about flea-borne typhus, but mosquitosuck.org. That is an actual website, our actual Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control website, to look at ways that you can minimize the risk of bringing flea-borne typhus into your household. And we had recent rain, so make sure to dump all the standing water around your property, because we do have some, instances of mosquitoes that have tested positive for West Nile in our area. And just because it's colder doesn't mean that the risk goes away. On a final note, I'm really excited that tomorrow I will be getting on a flight to Sacramento. As a member of the League of California Cities and on their board of directors representing the city of Garden Grove, I get the chance to do some really cool stuff. And I've been asked to speak in support of a Senate bill that's drafted by our Senator Tom Umberg, with regards to an issue that hits close to home here. And we've had folks come to and speak to us about, we had a gentleman tell us about the instance that he was dealing with a recovery facility that was located near his house, and the issues that he was facing. So I'm going to be taking these anecdotes and the information from our city, testifying before the Senate Health Committee in Sacramento tomorrow in support of Senate Bill 490, which would allow us to have more oversight over recovery housing by allowing us to make sure that that complaints and investigations are followed through when things go on. This is important on two ends because it allows us to make sure that the people that need critical care for the very troubling disease of addiction are getting the care that they need in the facilities that they're in, and also make sure that when we have complaints and we have concerns about how the facilities that they're in are being run, that they're being responded to in a timely manner. So I'm excited to go and testify tomorrow, and I will be reporting back to all of you guys with the results and more about the experience at our next council meeting. So that's all for me.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone had a happy new year. Hope you are all feeling well and refreshed after the holidays. First of all, I want to thank the staff for setting up the immigration resource page. I saw that it was up now, so I did want to also ask the city manager, what is the plan to have people know about the website and that it's up? Lisa.
We've circulated on social media that the information hub is available. We'll be happy to continue to have those posts so that the community is aware that the information and the resources available to them.
Awesome, thank you. The holidays were very festive this year in Garden Grove, and I enjoyed attending many of the community events during the season. I did want to give a shout out to our fellow council members, George, Philip, and Ariana Aristegui for co-hosting the Pokemon event. Also want to give a shout out to GGPD for their generous donation as well. I really had a great time during this Pokemon event, just to see the students be so excited about something, that I share in common, that same like. It's just amazing to see their faces light up and then their excitement to open up new cards. And some of the parents even said, we can't afford this. This is amazing. So now they're able to have those games to play in, and we're able to enjoy during the break as well. So thank you so much for your appreciation, for your collaboration. It was really meant something to those kiddos. So thank you. Since our last meeting, I had the opportunity to visit several local businesses in Garden Grove. And to connect with our community. I stopped by Groundworks Chiropractor, and I learned more about the resources and services that they offer to our residents. I also visited Pumpernickel, Old Pumpernickel, which recently reopened, and it continues to be a beloved local favorite. I was able to bump into several community members, residents. Also, I visited Ensenada by Martin. It's a vibrant restaurant here in District 5, highlighting fresh and flavorful Mexican seafood. I enjoyed some tasty mariscos with our city manager. Supporting our local dining and small businesses community remains a priority that I am strongly committed to as a council member. And lastly, come join us on Martin Luther King Day on Monday, January 19th for a community park cleanup at Hastur Basin Park. It will take place from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. As we come together in the spirit of service. This event is proudly co-hosted with Councilmember Ariana Aristegui and Supervisor Vicente Sarmiento, as we are grateful as well to Estrella de Mexicali in District 5 for sponsoring lunch to help feed our amazing youth, volunteers, and community members. I encourage you to participate, and any of our council members are more than welcome to also attend. I'd love to serve alongside you as we honor Dr. King's through action. This concludes my comments for today. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'd like to start with Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you for city staff for the cookies. I got a couple of days ahead of my birthday coming up, so thank you for that. I do have a wish list for presents this year. I'll mention it at the end. But before that, I'd like to thank everybody who's participated in our very democratic process that got us to pass a very well-intended resolution. And one of the results is the Immigration Resource Hub or page on our website, which Councilmember Munitan mentioned, and we're very proud of the fact that our collective efforts have resulted in a good start. It might not be an end-all be-all, but I think if we keep working on it, that we will get the information out, and people in our community will get the information assistance that they need. Having said that, I also want to thank everyone for dialing down the rhetoric. It's been pretty hot. We know that around the country we've had a lot of political violence, an increase in political violence. A lot of us feel very insecure, and I want to let you know that a threat to anyone is a threat to everyone. So if you feel threatened or you have clear and present imminent threats to you, please report it to our police department. They're standing by to take your reports. And we are working on security measures so everybody can feel safer when they come here and speak their mind openly and freely. And that's my message for the new year, a kind of resolution, if you like, that we're going to meet each other halfway in civic dialogue, discourse, and discussion, and that we will not threaten each other, that we will not speak in hostile terms, aggressively or angrily. We'll hear each other out and make small steps to accomplishing our bigger goals. Lastly, I'd like to propose on the dais, because I can't do it elsewhere, I can only do it in matters, is a naming or renaming or additional naming of one of our streets. Since I'm in D4, I propose that it happen in D4. One of the streets to be named Tự Do, which means freedom in Vietnamese, Tự Do. And we can also have the additional Spanish, Libertad, on the same street, because it seems like it's something everybody wants. It's an uniting ideal, freedom. Just a little background history. In Saigon, our capital, before it was overrun by the communists, had a street named Tự Do, freedom. And it came down through colonial times when the French was there, and the Americans who were there. And it had many buildings and businesses that Americans patronized. But after 75, with the communist takeover, the name was changed to Dong Khai, which literally means insurrection. Well, I prefer freedom to insurrection, and I think we found freedom here in the United States, and I like to celebrate that with the naming of one of our streets in Garden Grove. In D4, since I'm here, that's my proposal. I've actually identified a street. It's Trailer Way, Traylor Way. If we can add the words to Yaw, which means freedom, and the words freedom, and the word Libertad, I think will unite us, and it's part of our development of Little Saigon Garden Grove, which I like to call New Saigon. We don't have a Saigon now because it has a different name. And I like the name Saigon, and I also like freedom.
Need a second on that?
Yes, please.
I'll give it. I think to explore the possibilities, maybe Taylor, maybe another street, but maybe staff can look at some things. I think it's a great, it's kind of cool actually.
Thank you.
I mean,
that's my birthday wish. So
not
if we can
replace the name
research
of the
that,
street, just add a little,
research and feasibility, and if we need to agendize it, I think, George, thank you for your second, and any other second.
I will support that too. Yeah.
And I will volunteer to pay for the cost of having that sign. And I think I don't want it to be at a cost to the city. It's not going to be that much, and we can all contribute.
Kind of like Garden Grove is restoring freedom.
Yes, sir. I love
Okay.
I love that ideal. So that's my birthday wish. Hopefully, we can do it by the Lunar New Year, or in and around the Lunar New Year would be great. And I wish everybody to have a wonderful Tet. I felt a little bit saddened that the VSA, Vietnamese Student Association, is doing the Tet event in Golden West Community College this year, but I'd like to let them know that if it doesn't work out too well, come back to Garden Grove. We want to have them here in Garden Grove. I'm sure they have the votes. And so I wish them the best, and I hope we've patronized their event in Garden Grove and Golden West Community College. Wish them the best. But if they want to come back, or if a new group wants to emerge and do Tet in Garden Grove, I would vote up a proposal or a project like that. So let's have a wonderful Lunar New Year of the horse. Thank you.
Thank you. So every month we go to so many events, and as Council Member Ariana already mentioned a couple of the events that we were there together. So I'm not going to repeat those. I'm just going to highlight a couple of the events that I want to highlight. So first, of course, during the holiday season, there was a lot of toy drive. And the one that stood out, and I think most of us and the mayor was there too, the King Toys by Proud Descent. So for that event, every year I come, I always bring, a gift or two to give it to the student. But the thing is, seeing the student get a gift is one thing. You see the parent super happy. One of the dad that I was the first group. And so one of the dad couldn't wait for the son to get the gift and take a picture, and so proud. So that is the thing that you bring joy to not just the student, but to the parent, to a family. So I just want to say thank to Proud Descent and the sponsor and the volunteer who put together and to bring joy to the student or the children in our city. Second event was the Kiwanis Toy Drive, Kiwanis Club. That one is another great event that most of the mayor and some of our council members came. For that one, that's in collaboration with some other nonprofit group. Great event, and it was on Main Street. So just want to say thank to Kiwanis Club for inviting, and I was able to contribute some there too. The third event is Christmas Together. I bring this up because I want our residents to remember this one. Every year they give out 30,000 toys, and the toy is very nice. Big, huge TV, bike, motorcycle. I mean, that's amazing. And so I was there, and actually the week before the event happened, they called me. They said, Cindy, we should have 5,000 gifts that nobody signed up for. So I want the residents to remember that, because anyone, you don't have to be low income or anything. Anyone can sign up if you have children, students under the age of 18. And they give great toy. At the end of the event, every year, they have the dance off. The kids will come up, dance, and will get a bicycle, brand new bicycle. So I was able to stay there, dance with the kids, and give out. And they just give right and left. They have done so many. So I hope the residents remember that, and next year sign up for it, because you never know what you're gonna get. I saw parents carry the big 50-inch TV. I was like, which kid gonna get that one? So please remember that one. Next one is, just like every year, I want to say thank to the volunteer that helped me wrapping almost 500 art kits to give it to our local school. The last one I did was with the Civic Women Club of Garden Grove, who also come and deliver a lot of food. They collect a lot of food, canned food, to give it to our local school, Garden Grove local school, that reaching out, and a lot of them. I was so impressed, and even the school was so impressed at how much they received from the Women Club. So I came there. The last school was Mark Twain. So this one I want to bring up to our residents too. This school, they actually accept the disability children, or children that need help, or students need help, even as an adult. So if you have children that in that category, please reach out to the school, and this is all free. The next one is, I talk about the event. I come one of the last one would kind of highlight of the Law Enforcement Appreciation Week. I did a ride along with our PD, but that was the Christmas Eve. So thanks to one of the business that donate food, we were able to bring food, and I get to ride along with our PD, our police. It was another great observation to see them. My first time when I did the ride along with them, I look at them as a Marvel heroes, like you watch the city at nighttime. So this time I do during the daytime, and another great event just to see one of our young female officer that were able to identify a stolen car, and she was there all the way, after checking, verify nobody there, and she wait until the person come and pick up their car. So that's just see the passion from our police to do their job the right way. So those are some of the events I want to highlight. Couple events coming up, Flower Street, on Main Street. And that's the event. They just have the press conference, and I believe that some of our council member and mayor came to support. But this is something that I hope that we will bring more kind of Vietnamese culture into the Garden Grove City. And the next one is council member Joe Robin only talk about the Lunar New Year by the student. So there will be a lot of different contests. I'm gonna be in charge of one of the booth. There will be singing contest, game, lotto, bầu cua cá cọp, and even drawing contest. So if you are interested, you have children interested in that, please reach out or to the UVSA Student Union, Vietnamese Student Association. So that's a lot of information on the internet too. Some of the information that coming up or issue that we're working on. First is the homeless issue. So since I became a council member, every time I go eat, I always try to eat in Garden Grove City, and I invite friends to do the same thing. So when I visit some of the businesses, the same concern, the issue still about the homeless. As of today, I visit one of the business, and so I learned that our staff surgeon Brown is no longer doing the homeless. So just want to take the opportunity to say thank to him because when I first became council member, he actually gave me a lot of opportunity to expose and see the thing that the SRT team had been doing. So the homeless is one of the items that I will talk to the staff about. The second one is coyote. Coyote is another issue. We see a lot of them now in our community. And so thank to the staff for tracking and working with our residents on that. And let me see, last but not least, the item that Council Member Ariana mentioned about the event that you're going tomorrow. So every month they have that forum talking about the recovery houses. And so the residents and also the businesses talk to us about every place that they have. The people came to beautiful California to get better recovery, but then after they're done with their treatment, they love it, and so they don't want to leave, and so they stay here. So where is the control? And so I brought up that question at the last meeting. So some of the things that I maybe would be able to talk to Council Member Ariana, and just so that we want to make sure that our voice is heard. And so the last couple of weeks, there was a lot of, I guess, accident and incident. And I just want to say thank to OCFA, the Fight Association, for their hard work to save people's lives and put out the fire and things like that. So thank you. That's it for me.
Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year 2026 to all our residents. I wish you harmony and prosperity for the new year. While we are enjoying and celebrating our holiday, year 2026, I want to emphasize on our Garden Grove Police Department that they work diligently to keep us safe, and sometimes they get hurt. So I and my family would like to pray and send love and support to all of them and their family. Other events that during the resting time that our council have, I too joined many events that Council Ariana and Jacinda already mentioned, so I'm not going to repeat it. And just want to pray for everybody safe in our new year and prosperity. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for the holidays. Happy New Year to everybody. I didn't make as many of the events this year, unfortunately. As you're all aware, my mom had a stroke, and I was busy, so I missed quite a few of those events that I normally would attend. So thank you guys for stepping up for me in my absence during that period. She has recovered from that stroke physically, but it's been up and down, and looks like we'll be moving her into hospice tomorrow. So it's been kind of a bumpy ride, but I do appreciate all the support and emails and texts and everything from everybody. I did make it to the King Shock event, and that was really kind of cool. You see all the presents and all the gifts that they got for the kids. That was really good. Really happy that Old Pumpernickel reopened over there on Valley View. Probably the best pastrami sandwich you're ever gonna eat. I mean, they make it. Don't get the spicy though. Unless you really like spicy, it'll light you up, man. Just get the normal pastrami, because that is gonna wake you up. I'll tell you that. So welcome back, Old Pumpernickel. They burned down a little over a year ago, I guess, and they rebuilt and they're back. And so we're glad to see them back in our community. Community Cleanup Day, the first one for this year. So if you got big bulky items you got replaced because you got a Christmas gift or something, you got to get rid of the old thing or whatever, it's going to be at Pacifica High School on January 24th, Saturday from 9 to 11. So you can just bring it over, dump it off. You got to unload it yourself, but they got the trucks there and everything, and you can just dump it in. So if you got an old mattress or whatever, bring it on by, dump it. Then they'll be there. During the holidays, I think I reached out. I know I reached out to the mayor, but we had a little dust up in West Garden Grove, and I refer to it as Pig Gate. We had a Pacifica High School, one of the Asian gals there, who put out a very emotional social media post about the city forcing them to get rid of their potbelly pigs. And they had a online petition. They got, I think, excess of 5,000 signatures. People are really supportive, and I went over and spoke to the family, and I spoke to Omar about it, and he says, yeah, we need to if we want to change it, we have to change the ordinance, basically. And that ordinance was written back in the day when livestock was a different concept in today's world. What is a normal pet versus another, these little pigs are smarter than dogs. They're cleaner than dogs. They do their business in a little bucket like a cat. They're cute. I mean, they have all the things of a pet, and there's so many people that use these as pets in today's world. They're not eating these. They're not gonna go butcher this for bacon. This is their pets. They're family members, right? So I'm hoping to get your guys' support today for staff to look at resolutions where we can allow at least 2 of those small. They're called Vietnamese potbelly pigs. That's their term. And, there is a large population, I found out, of folks that have these animals as pets. There's also people that have ferrets and all kinds of other things, but I don't want to get into all the nuts and bolts, but I found a lot of interesting animal groups recently. So anyway, I'd like to explore the ability of allowing folks to have at least 2 of these pot-bellied pigs and not be forced to take. This family's had one of them, I think, for 5 years and the other one for 14 years. And they're members of the family. They're, so she was very emotional, crying. The city's forcing us to get rid of them, and it was just really heartbreaking. So I'd like to get your guys' support in allowing staff to look at remedies that we might be able to bring back to us, and we can fix that problem.
Do we need a motion or a second on that, or is that just to bring back information?
No. So in order for us to do any work and bring back an item on the agenda, we do need a vote of the council. And you do have one item on the table right now that requires a vote, and that is a motion and a second to rename a street.
We need to do that too.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So
we do this and then do them simultaneous, I guess.
You can do that.
Or-
Okay, so we have a motion and a second for the freedom sign. We have a motion and a second for
Pot-bellied pigs.
the pig gate. And so now,
Save the pigs.
okay.
Can I make an amendment to Councilmember Brightigham's potbelly pig? Just because you mentioned there's a lot of, let's call them alternative pets. There are a lot of alternative pets, and when you look at our city code, it really only talks to you about cats and dogs and, little things that go in cages like guinea pigs, hamsters. And then when you get into birds, it's like you can own 100 parakeets, but then chickens are kind of quantified almost the same as cats and dogs.
And no
But then there's also racing pigeons or some sort of dove or something. And right now, quails are really in vogue. And we know that there's people that own a lot of other different types of birds, like, macaws. And so I think we should, really take a look into what we will call like the alternative pets, if you will, or just different types of pets to make sure that we don't then have another petition that's like, no, but I didn't know that I couldn't have a macaw. I have a macaw, et cetera, et cetera. Now let's have a petition for macaws. So I think if we could broaden the scope, perhaps, of that inquiry.
And I think the easy
Yeah.
way to do it is to revamp our definition of the word livestock. It has what was livestock in the 50s and 60s is not basically livestock today as far as what, so I think that's what it came down to, what's livestock and what's a pet, right?
I don't know, a
So-
Highland cow's pretty cute, but no, I'm kidding. All right.
No,
let's-
Don't you?
I mean,
Don't
we
tempt me
don't-
with a good time, Mayor Klopfenstein, because I will ask for a Highland cow.
We don't want people with cows and
I'm
horses
kidding.
in their backyards, obviously, but.
George,
but-
don't kill my dreams.
So are we taking this vote
Either
together?
way,
Is
you're
that
the mayor, whichever way you want to do it. Yeah,
Mayor,
I like that too.
If I may request a separate vote for
Sure.
each of them. for
So
the
let's
record.
go ahead and vote for the sign first. So we have a motion and a second.
Yes, we had a motion for Councilmember Dovin, with the second from Mayor Pro Tem Brightingham. So roll call vote.
Okay.
Councilmember Muñetón.
Yes.
Councilmember Dovin.
Yes.
Councilmember Tran.
Yes.
Mayor Klavenstein.
Yeah.
Councilmember Aristegui.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes.
And Mayor Pro Tem Brightingham.
Yes.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Okay, and now we're moving on to potential changes to an ordinance on livestock or various animals, menagerie and the like. We have a motion and a second.
Mayor Pro Tem Brightingham.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes.
Councilmember Tran.
Yes.
Councilmember Muñetón. Councilmember Aristegui.
Yes.
Councilmember Dovin.
Oink.
It's only 8:30 and we're already getting this. confused.
Can you
What is going
translate
on
that
here?
into plain language,
That's a
Joe?
yes.
And Mayor Mayor Klopfenstein.
Yes.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, thank you.
And then lastly,
Clear
I
as mud.
guess, on my things, I want to talk, I just want to put out condolences to our police officer who was tragically injured during a foot pursuit last week. And, it really kind of kills me inside when I see, the family and stuff putting out, in case medical bills and stuff, they're taking up a fund and this kind of stuff. And that's our responsibility. We need to support our police officers. And, honestly, if there's anything that this family needs, both of them are members of our police department, the wife and the husband. And, if there's anything they need for their medical and rehab, we need to come forward as a council and make sure that happens. And we need to come forward as a city and make sure that happens. They shouldn't be out there with hat in hand begging for contributions. So I'd like staff to look into what their needs are. If there's money that needs to be allocated, bring that forward to us and let us be aware of it, and we will make that decision if we're going to spend money. But I don't like the idea of them having to go and beg for alms to cover medical expenses. That's unconscionable, and that shouldn't happen to a police officer in the city of Garden Grove.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Is that the end of your, I don't want to step.
Yeah.
Okay. That I was going to start actually with mentioning that. Obviously, Officer Davia was tragically struck by a vehicle while in a foot pursuit of a suspect. And obviously, it's been on social media. He was tragically injured. He has a family, a young child, and I know as a community we'll wrap around them and show them all the support. I agree that we will do everything that we can to support that family, because we're all a family here in the city of Garden Grove, and we will wrap around he and his wife and family and make sure that they feel supported. And I know the Garden Grove Police Department, as a family themselves, are doing everything that they can, and as is the entire law enforcement community. When one is injured, everybody feels that pain. But I also want to thank the community. When that call came out to show that support, to help financially, the community always responds. So generous and so willing to give back and be in support of our law enforcement community. So I want to thank everyone that has donated and will continue to donate, and know that obviously we stand in solidarity with that family and pray for him. And that's really what I wanted to also ask for, is really a call to prayer, just to continue to lift up that family and lift up that officer so that he can heal. So thank you for that. A couple other things I just wanted to make a quick mention of. We acknowledged Korean American Day with a proclamation. There was also an event at the Korean American Federation of Orange County, which is here in Garden Grove. I attended their event this past Saturday. It was quite lovely. I was joined by mayors and city council members from various cities throughout the county. So it was a lovely day, and I was able to share a certificate on behalf of all of us here on the council. And then again, the Flower Street Business Mixer on Main Street. This is a beautiful event, a wonderful way for us to celebrate the Lunar New Year. It's very special that this event is one, unique, and that it's also in the city of Garden Grove. This year it's going to be down a little bit further on Main Street, more towards our Village Green area, which I think will be absolutely beautiful. And so we had an opportunity, I was there as well as Councilman Ariana was there, just to be able to celebrate so many sponsors, so much support for that event. It's going to be fantastic. And then obviously the Martin Luther King holiday is coming up. I as well will be volunteering that day. Hopefully I can stop by your event as well here in Garden Grove. I'll be at the OC Food Bank that morning as well, volunteering, bringing my daughter along, whether she wants to get up early or not. She's coming because it's a wonderful day to give back and be of service and volunteer in your community, which is obviously in the spirit of Dr. King. So if you have the gumption that day, get up and find a way to serve in your community. It's a good day to do it. And with that, I'll turn it over to the city manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. Appreciate the feedback for the Information Resource Hub. We will continue to refine that per the direction of the council and feedback from the community. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Bright again. We will look into that communication relating to the support, and at my earliest, I will convey the council's just the support and for his speedy recovery, and that the Garden Grove community is behind him and his family, and to ensure whatever he needs and resources, we're here to support that effort. And Happy New Year. It's very busy for us getting started, so thank you.
City Attorney Sandoval.
Happy New Year. We did have 2 items for closed session, and we were able to address the first one, item 2A, which there's no reportable action, and we do need to recess back into closed session for the second item.
Okay, very good. So meeting adjourned for now.